All right, this is Coach Ledbetter, and I'm going to do this review. So as you can see, here we go. All right, Jason wants to buy a pair of jeans for $42. The sales tax is 8%. The percent sign means out of 100. So if it says 8%, that means 8 out of 100. 42 is 100% of the price of the jeans. We only want to know what's 8% of it. So what we'll do is we'll cross multiply. You have to change this to a decimal, and you can do it that way. Now, another way is you can just multiply the two and then divide by 100, and that'll work as well. So let's just do that. 42, this would be 100x, and then 42 times 8. All right, we're going to divide each side by 100. And then X equals $3.36. And that's how much the tax is. Now, you could also change the percent to a decimal. So all percents you could change to a decimal. That means you move it over 2 places. It makes it 0.08. And you could take 42 times 0.08. That's 16. That's 33. That one. So you have 2 numbers behind the decimal. So you can see, look, it's the exact same thing as what we came before. It's just whatever your teacher prefers you to do. I see most of them doing this where it's 8 out of 100. So you just put 8 over 100 and just cross multiply and then divide by the 100 and you get it. All right, Mia has $500 in the bank. She keeps the money in the bank for 4 years at 5% simple interest. Simple interest, they're telling you what formula to use. So the simple interest formula is I equals P times R times T. Remember, P is the principal. It's what we start with. All right, it's what we start with. R is the percent. It's the rate. And T is in time, which is years. So if it's a month, you want to say 4 out of 12 months. You know, like, for example, if it says you're going to keep it in there for 8 months, that's 8 out of 12 because 12 months make a year. Remember, principal P is for principal. Now, I is the interest that the bank charges. So like if you borrow money from the bank and they charge you a certain percent and you keep doing it, they're going to make more money. So let's look at our question again. Mia has $500 in the bank. So our principal is $5,000 in the bank. The 4 years at 5%. Remember, all percents we change to a decimal. I can move it over 2 places and it makes it 0.05. So I'm going to multiply by 0.05. You could also do 5 out of 100 if you want to. You could put 5,000 times 5 divided by 100 if you want to. And T stands for years. It's 4 years. So when we multiply this on a calculator, we're going to get $1,000. Now that's how much interest they're going to get. So let's throw a little extra in here. So this is the answer to our question. But what if they said, how much money do you have left in the bank? Well, if you start off with 5,000 and the interest is 1,000, that means you have $6,000 in the bank in 4 years. Mr. Jacobson is an electrical engineer. He earns 150,000 gross. That means that's what he makes a year. He pays 20% in income. Again, you could change the 20% into a fraction, make it 20 over 100, and then you could multiply that by $1,500. Or you could change this to a decimal. So you could take 150,000. That's 100%. You want to know what's 20% out of 100. Again, you could do the cross multiplying thing, get 100x, multiply this. This is going to be like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be 30. So then 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Divide by 100. And you can see it's going to be 30,000. So X equals 30,000. That's how much taxes he'd have to pay. Now, again, you could change 20% into the decimal by finding the decimal, move it over 2 places and get 0.2. And we could take 1,500. Keep thinking you can see my paper. You could take 1,500, raise it up higher. You take 1,150,000 multiplied by 0.2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. That's 10. Carry 1. That's 2 times 1. That makes 3. You got one number behind the decimal right there. So if you look 1, 2, 3, that's $30,000. Same thing. You get the same thing every time, if whichever one you want to prefer to do. All right, number 4. Number 4, you got to pay attention to. I need to find a better paying job. I plan to work 40 hours a week. Okay, so you work 40 hours a week. My expenses, remember, expenses is what you pay, like your bills, like your car payment, your rent, your groceries. I mean, anything like that you pay. Each month is $3,450. It's a lot. So you spend $3,450 in bills each month. That means if you have a job, you better make more than that right there, because if you don't, you're not going to make it. Assuming a month is 4 weeks. So, you know, some months has 5, depending on where the days fall. Which formula below should I use to figure out how much money per hour I need to make? So we need to find out how much this person makes an hour. So the first thing is you have to kind of think, all right, so if you work so many hours, 40 hours is a week. It's a work week. So let's find out how much our expenses are for 1 week. So we're going to take $3,450 and we're going to divide it by 4. All right. And we're actually going to do this problem so you can kind of see how this works. So we're going to take $3,420. I'm doing my calculator. In fact, I'll put it right here. So we're going to take $3,450 and we're going to divide it by 4. That's how much I make. That's how much my bills I have to make. Oh, let me rephrase that. That's how much I pay in bills each week. So $862.50. That's 1 week of bills. That's bills. I mean, you have to pay that much. So you got to make more than that than a week. So here's what we're going to do. We know that that's how much money I got to make to pay my bills a week. If I work 40, I can divide this by 40. So if I divide that by 40, it tells me that I have to make $21.56 an hour. So look, if I work $21.56 an hour and I multiply these two, I should get exactly what I have on top. Well, did I write that right? Oh, it's rounded. I know what I did wrong. It's 56. There's still some more numbers. So let's see, 2156. I'm just making sure I wrote down the real thing. That's right. And then 40 hours, that's 0. That's 24, carry 2, that's 22, that's 26, that's 8. All right, so I know it's 8240, but actually I need 8250. So I'd actually have to make a little bit more than 2156. Probably $22 or 21 something. All right, but you need to make more than that. So how can I do this? Well, I actually can take, and this is what we did. We took 340 divided by 4, which is right here, and then we divide that answer by 4 again. So this is my answer. All right, an asset. An asset is what you pay. I mean, what you don't pay on. I mean, otherwise it's either you paid it off or you don't owe money on it, or it makes you money. So a mortgage, you pay. Now, if you paid off your house, then the house would be an asset, but you owe money on the house, so it's not an asset yet. Credit cards, you pay. You pay your credit card bills, so you pay. Car value, the car value is actually what your asset is. So if you have a $30,000 car and you're still making payments on it, okay, your car loan you pay, but if your car's paid off, the value of the car is an asset. Let's say you paid off the car, you have an asset. Investment, investment is what you put money in. So if you put money in stocks and you make money, this is an asset. Jewelry is an asset. It's something that you have in your possession that you could sell. Cash, of course, is an asset. So my four answers are these guys right here. All right, pay attention to this one. Maria's monthly income is $2,000. This lady makes $2,000 a month. The table displays the different categories that Maria's monthly budget. So this is her budget for a month and the amount of money she spends in each category. That's how much money she spends. She spends $900 on rent. Utilities is like your electric or your gas. Cable, watching TV, I guess. Cell phone, 100. Savings, she puts $300 in savings, which is a great idea. Groceries, 320. Boy, that's a lot of money. Hopefully it's not just her. And other expenses, $180. Says here, what percent of the budget was spent on groceries and other expenses? Well, groceries is 320, other expenses 180. So we're going to add these up. Looks like $500. So now look, $500 out of $2,000 is what she spends on groceries and other expenses. So if I reduce this, I get 1/40 or 1/4, and then that is 0.25. Again, if I multiply that by 100, I get 25%. All right, again, watch. I could say 500 divided by 2,000. And if you use a calculator, you could say 500 divided by 2,000. And look, I get 0.25. And then I have to multiply that by 100 because percent is, we're going to multiply by 100 to change a decimal to a percent. Philip created the net worth statement below. Okay. All right, net worth statement. Based on the information in the statement, what is Philip's net worth? Okay, so net worth means you take your assets, all right, and you add them all up, or you take the total assets, and you're going to subtract what you owe. This is called liabilities. So you're just going to subtract these two numbers here. So I just take my calculator and I take 113,000 minus 71,500. I probably did that wrong because I'm in a hurry. And let me do this real quick in a calculator. I know I did because I was reading it wrong because that's a 2. I don't know why I borrowed. So I messed up doing this big time. So here we go. We take this number here minus this number here. Now look, 41,500, and that's the answer. So I just subtract the two. Just subtract these two, 113,000, 71,500. Now I'm going to do it real so I don't mess up. 0, change that to 2, guess 1, that's 5. That's a 1, and that's 41. See, I knew I could do my math. All right, so there it is, $41,050. That is the net worth because he spends his assets is what he has like investments on, and that's his like mortgage. See the mortgage and his credit card. He has to pay those, so that way he subtracts them. All right, number 8. All right, so number 8, this is a tire one. You got to be careful. You got to read. I mean, you got to read all this. Don't just rush through this. Zach is buying 4 tires for his car. The table shows the price and the advertisement sales of the tires of the 4 stores. Based on the advertisement, which store will Zach get the lowest price on tires? So we're going to do each one. Store R, it's $150 per tire. I want to buy 3 of them because it's buy 3, get 1 free. So if I multiply that, it's $450 because I get a free tire. So $450. Store S, buy 4 tires and receive $70 off the price of each tire. So look what it says, price of each tire. Well, this is 1 tire. If I take $70 off, that makes it $130. So 130 times 4 is 520. I'm just multiplying them. T-Store, $175 per tire. Buy 4 tires and receive $200 off the total price. So we got to multiply 4 times 75. So 175 times 4. That's $700. But remember, you're taking $200 off. Because that's what it says. Buy 4 tires, receive $200 off the total price. Notice this total price. It's $500. Store V. It's $130 per tire. 4 tires and receive 10% off the total price. All right. So 4 times 30. So 130. That's what we did it right here. It's 520. But I got to take 10% off of that. $52. So I'm going to take 520 minus $52. And I'm going to subtract these. So I'll take my calculator just so I don't mess up. I'm going to hit clear. 520 minus 52, it equals, it's 468. So which one is cheaper? I don't know about you, but it looks like store R is. Buy 3, get 1 free. You got to read this. You can't mess up. You got to pay attention to what you're reading. Don't rush through this. Number 9, it says Ronaldo, the soccer player, I guess, monthly income is $2,849. The table below shows the expenses, his expenses for the month of April. Which of the following correctly describes Ronaldo's monthly budget for the month of April? Okay, so here we go. It says which of the monthly budget? Okay, so we're going to look at each one of these. Ronaldo's budget is balanced. Well, the first thing is I got to add all this up. So I'm going to hit clear, and I'm going to add all these numbers up on my calculator. So I get a total of $29.79. Well, the first question says Ronaldo's budget is balanced. These aren't the same. So we know that's not the answer. About 30% of Ronaldo's budget was spent on housing. All right. So I'm going to take, remember, 30%. So you can either change that to a decimal, 0.3, or you can put it, divide by over 100. So I'm going to take 20. Let's see, what is it? 30% of Ronaldo's budget was spent on housing. So we're going to take $29.79. All right, and we're going to times it. Oh, you can't see my calculator. So we're going to take it and we're going to multiply it to 30%. So I'm just going to multiply it by 0.3. It helps if I put the actual times in there. That's 893.7. All right, about 10%. Okay, so that's 30% of housing. Look at housing. Housing is 869. This is more than that. So it's not 30%. So that's not my answer. This is, see how these numbers, these would have to be the same. So housing is 860. This is 893. All right, let's take the other one. Oh, I'm blank. I was going utilities. Okay, so take 10%. That's 279. Okay, and you can see the utilities are not there. Okay, let's take Ronaldo's monthly budget for income for food. Well, food is 475. So we're going to say 475, 2979 times 35. Okay, so that's 10. It's 1042. All right, now What did I do wrong? I know what I did wrong. I'm seeing if you do. All right. So remember, this is how much his budget actually is. This is how much he made. He can't go over this. So we can't even use this. This is what his budget is. And it doesn't mean that he's going to spend that much on food every month. This is just his budget. This is his actual income. So we really want to do is these numbers on income, not budget. I wanted to show you what they look like so you can see that none of them work. So if that means if they don't work, you probably use the wrong number. So pay attention to this. This is very important that I'm doing this because I want you to make sure you need to pay attention to what they're really asking. This is the monthly income. That's how much you make. This is just a budget. So what you're going to do is you're going to use this instead of the total of your budget. All right. Because this is what you can actually spend. This is just a plan. It's not even real money. All right. So here we go. They didn't balance because they're not the same. All right. So now we'll take 30% and this time we're going to use this one. Okay, that's 854. So now it's 854. This is, it's within budget, but otherwise I spent 854 and we planned for 860. I mean, that's a good thing, but that's not 30%. Okay, I mean, this is not 30% of that. So here we go, 10% of this. So take 2849 times 0.10. Now look, this is 284. So now the next one is 284.9. Well, 284.9, let's see, this was on utilities. So use utility is 285. Well, this is 284.9. If I round this, it is 285. So these are perfect. So this is my answer. It's 10%. Now let's check the other one, 35%. Notice I'm converting these percents into decimals. That's 997. So if you look at the food, that's not 997. Okay. So you can see the difference, big difference. Okay. So utilities is my answer. Remember, whenever you're doing a problem like this, it's monthly income you look at. It's not what you planned, because plan doesn't mean you actually make that money. It's just saying, hey, this is what I'm estimating I'll make. Your estimate you'll make about 2,900, but you didn't. You made 28 this time. Maybe you didn't work as much or something like that. You were sick or something. You didn't get paid for it. So make sure you're careful with this one. Number 10, based on the offer, which store is the better price? So we're going to take each of these and we're going to do it. Store A is 800 with 25% off. Okay. Let's talk about this. There's percent on and there's percent off. Okay. Percent off means that's how much you're taking off the price. All right. Percent on is the opposite. So this is 25% off, but 75% on. All right. If I calculate 25% off, that's just going to tell me how much is off here. So I'm going to take 800 and we're going to say, look at this. We're going to say 100% minus 25%. Remember, that's off. We want to know there are 75% on. That means on the price. So 75% is left on the price. So we're going to take these two and we're going to multiply them. When we do, it's going to tell us how much the store A actual is, the real price, without the discount. I mean, the discount already taken out. So here we go. I'm going to say 800. I'll show you. Clear this. 800 times 0.75. Look, it's $600. Now, if I did it the other way, so like 800 minus 0.25, that gives me, oh, goodness, I hit the wrong button. I didn't put times. I put the other one. 800 times 0.25. Look, it tells me 200. That's how much they're taking off. So what's $800 and you take off 200, what would you have left? Well, you would have $600. So this one's going to be 600. This one, your regular price, your discount mail-in rebate is 200 mail-in rebate. So that means you take 200 off that. That's 750. This one is 875. You're taking 32% off. So remember, it's 32% off. So if you want to figure 32%, you would take 875 times 0.32. Now remember, you can take 100 minus 32, and that's 68. And you can use 0.68 instead. This is the on price. This is the off price. Remember, you're taking off money. That means it's getting smaller. But if you put on, that is how much is left on the price. All right. And you can do either one. Either one's fine. So I'm going to do both. So you can see it. 875 times 0.32. This is how much is off. So $280 off the 875. So I could take 875 minus 280. And that's 595. 595. That's this one. 595. Now I'm going to show you what happens if I put 68. So it'll be 875 times 0.60. Let me write it where you can see it. 875 times 0.68. This is the on price. So I'm just going to take these two and multiply them together. So watch this, 875, and you watch, it'll be 595 times 0.68. Look, 595. All right, you have $1,000. You're going to take 40% off. Wow, this is a nice one. Off one item. I like that. Okay, so 1,000 times 0.4 is 400, right? That's the discount off. That means your on price is 1,000 minus 400. That's $600. This is 600. All right. Again, you got to be careful here. I could do the on and off price here. So if 40% is off, I take it out of 100, that's 60%. And 1,000 times 0.60 is going to give me 600. So my answer here is C. C is the better deal. It's 595. This one's 600. This 675. So the store C is the better price because it's 595. This is the one you missed. Okay, you said you already went over it with your teacher and you missed it. It's store C is the answer. All right, number 11. The table below shows Dylan's net worth. Assets are shown as positives. And liabilities are shown as negatives. Dylan's net worth is $90,500. Based on the information from the table, what is the amount Jeremiah owes for student loans? All right. So here we go. We're going to take. Let me move this other paper so I can write. All right. So we're going to take. See the total assets. We're going to have to add up all the numbers that are positive. So here we go. So my assets. Okay. So let's see. Let's check the ones that are assets. Wait, how much? What does the question say? It says based on the information what from the table, what is the amount Jeremiah owes for student loans? Oh, I see. Okay. Check account is an asset. Credit card debt? No. Car? Just depends if you owe it or not. We'll say car. Let's check it because I mean that's something. Investments? Yes. Okay, so these are all positives. So we're going to add those. So let's add all the positives. It's clear. Here we go. 87,900 plus 950 plus 1030, 300 plus 5,000. And this right here is savings account. That's another 2,000. So that's 106,600. All right, now let's add up all the subtracts. That's two. Let's clear this. 2,650 plus 1,200 plus. Okay, is that all the subtracts? Yes. So this is my liabilities or expenses. I'm just gonna put expense here. Right now I got I don't know what I got. I didn't put it in there. I erased it somehow. 1,200 plus 2,650. This is 3850. Okay. They want to know, depending, assets are shown positive. They're telling you that the network is $9,050. Okay. So we subtract these two. We're looking for $9,500. Whatever number we get here, we have to subtract that from this, and that'll tell us. So here we go. Watch. Now remember, this is a subtract. So here we go. We're going to take 106,600 minus 3850. All right. So look, it says 1,207,750. Now we know that he made, it says right here, his was 9,050. So I'm going to say, okay, whatever I subtract this from, whatever's left is how much he owes for the student loan. So I'm going to take this number and I'm going to say subtract 90,500. And look, it comes out to be 1225.50, which is this answer here. There you go. That's how you do it. Okay, I think that was the last one. It was. So there you go. That's how you do those. Make sure you read the question carefully. Do not rush through this. Rushing will cause you to miss problems.